Robyn Banks and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button because this channel is full of drama, tea, story time. And I'm a chick from New York and everybody loves a chick from New York, and that's on period. Period. As you can see by the title, this video is about the time I got catfished, or I was catfished. My one and only time, I've ever been catfished by someone. And it wasn't only me that got catfished, so I don't really feel bad about it, but still. So as you know, I used to be, I mention this all the time, almost in every video. It's the beginning of every video, because most of my drama came, and most of my stories come from when I was very active on Facebook and my Facebook era, because that's when my life was the most interesting. So this happened in the era of Facebook. This was around 2012, 2011, I believe, because I was in high school. Yeah, like 2011, 2012, I believe, because I was in high school. And I was talking to this boy named Adrian. So the way we started talking, Adrian started inboxing me. I always used to see him on my timeline. You know, he was a cute, fly Spanish boy. I wasn't really into Spanish boys, but he was mixy. He looked good, you know. He had a little build to him. Like, he played football. He looked very athletic. And one thing that stood out to me, he was hella fly. Very fly. Like, truly, every pair of True Religions, if you know, that was it. Every pair of True Religions, every Montclair, every Prada. Like, he was fly. And I didn't think he was a catfish because he was, or a fake page, because he was active on Facebook. And he always interacted with everybody in the same group of people that I interacted with. All the girls I went to school with, girls that was in the mix, boys that was in the mix. So I didn't think for a second that he was a fake page, because people clearly acted like they knew him and they interacted with him. I didn't think people would interact with the fake page. So I started talking to Adrian because he inboxed me when we was around this time. This is when people used to do inbox me for to be honest. So I think he did inbox me for to be honest, like the status if you wanted to be honest. So I liked the status because I was bored, and Adrian inboxed me like, oh, you're so pretty. I don't know why you always in mix up and drama, or why people play with you. You seem like you mad cool. So from there we started having conversation. So after that, me and Adrian just started conversing. I don't know exactly the details, the direction of the conversation, but we were flirting. And I think he even put me as his cover photo. Now, if you know, Facebook days, if a nigga put you as his cover photo, you beg. Like, he really like you. He fuck with you. He's jacking you. He's posting you. He put your picture as his cover photo. You his shorty, and that's on period. And oh, I forgot to mention that a lot of girls liked Adrian, like always actively flirting with him under his pictures, under his statuses, tagging him. So when we started talking, and we was talking a little bit for a week, you know, when you 14, 15, you be feeling like you in love when you talk to somebody for 4 days and they were good. So we was talking or whatever, and I was telling him, like, you got a lot of girls, like a lot of girls be under your stuff. So I don't want to really talk to you because I feel like you're going to play me. And he was like, nah, I don't really care about girls. Like, girls be on my stuff, but I'm jacking you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put you as my cover photo. So when he put me as the cover photo, I felt like, oh yeah, he really jacking me. He really, you know, he really vibing with me because he put me as his cover photo so he could show these hoes who's bae around here. Like, who his shorty is. So I really thought, like, I thought we was after something. So as time progressed, we would text. We started texting. We went from inboxing to texting. But when I was in high school, I was very bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was disobedient. So I would always be getting in trouble, going at it with my mom, and she would take my phone. So it would be times that I wouldn't be active texting him or on Facebook, but anytime I got to school or something, I would use somebody's phone and I'll write him like, oh my god, I miss you, babe, I'm so mad I can't talk to you because my mom got my phone or whatever. And he'd be like, it's cool. Now I used to be on lock a lot too, so this is the reason why we never really made plans to link up and stuff. So we ended up becoming, jacking that we was in a relationship without seeing each other. That was so day room. First of all, we live in the same state. We're in the same group. We live in the same city. There should be no reason why we wasn't seeing each other. But me, I was impressed to see him because, one, I was also hella insecure when I was younger. So like, I don't know, I just was feeling like what if I meet him and he'd be like, I don't like you like that. Like, he see me and he's just like, I don't like you, or something like that. So I just was like trying to avoid seeing him. But at the same time, he wasn't really he wasn't pressing me about seeing me, which I should have took as a red flag, because one thing we know these niggas gonna do is gonna be pressed to see you. They gonna be pressed to see you, pressed for you to pull up to their crib, something. He made no initiative, no suggestion that we meet each other, and I was impressing it because, like I said, I was always on lock, so I couldn't really go nowhere anyway. And two, I didn't really want to see him because I was insecure, and I thought that if he saw me, he probably wouldn't like me, or that he was gonna just use me, like, you know, feel me? Probably was swindling me to get what he want, or whatever the case may be. So if you was in the Facebook mix back then, or the Twitter mix, or whatever mix that was in that era, you know that if you went to all the mixie high schools, a lot of the mixie high schools were downtown Brooklyn. Then after everybody went to school, where they would go? Atlantic Mall. Everybody went to Atlantic Mall after school. Some people didn't even go to school downtown Brooklyn. They would travel from, because my high school wasn't downtown Brooklyn either, but people would travel from the neck of the city, or Harlem, the Bronx, Queens, just to chill at Atlantic Mall after school. Atlantic Mall was the spot for all the mixy people. So one day I told Adrian, like, I just got my phone back from my mom. I told her I'm gonna be chilling. I got after school, but after school I'm gonna actually go to Atlantic Mall. So I want to see you. Can you meet me at the mall? Because he used to make it seem like he used to be at the mall. He would come from Facebook. He would come on Facebook like, yo, Atlantic was lit. And people would comment like, oh, I didn't see you. And he would be like, oh, I was in the McDonald's. I didn't really want to be, feel me? So I'm thinking it would be a perfect opportunity for us to link up at the mall, because he claims to be going to the mall every day after school anyway. So we make this whole plan. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna meet you at Atlantic Mall. I get out of school at 2:45, and I'm like, all right, I get out of school at 2:50, but it's gonna take me like 20 minutes to get there, because my school wasn't in downtown Brooklyn like everybody else's. I went to school in Brownsville, so I had to take the train to the mall. He was like, cool, we made the arrangements. He like, text me when you get there, or whatever the case may be. So now, that day I woke up mad early. I was packing my bag because I wore a uniform in high school. So I'm like, oh, I'm taking my uniform off. I'm putting on, feel me, juicy sweatsuit, you know, love pink with the Uggs. Like, I'm going to see my boo, juicy chain. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know that era, you know. Feel me? I made sure I flat ironed my, I don't know what kind of hair I was wearing, because I know it was in bundles, but I made sure I flat ironed, burnt up my leave out, you know, crisp oil sheen it out, because I'm trying to look good. And I wasn't really wearing makeup these times, lip gloss on my lips, because I'm gonna see my man today. And remember, I told you guys I was hella insecure, but this day I was feeling like there's no way this nigga gonna see me and dub me. I look the fuck good, period. So I go to the mall with my friend. I'm gonna call her TT. So me and TT go to the mall, and I'm standing in front of Victoria's Secret. So I'm texting him, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the mall, I'm in front of Victoria's Secret. Nothing. Like, I don't even think he opened my message. Nothing. I didn't think nothing of it. Walking around the mall, you know, socializing. Like I said, Atlantic Mall was the spot for the mix. Everybody was there. You're gonna see everybody. So I was just socializing. Time was passing. I kept hitting him, and I'm like, I'm in the mall. I'm in the mall. I gotta be home for this time. Where you at? Da da da. He's not posting on Facebook or nothing. So I'm like, what? Like, he stood me up. Like, my heart, I was like, ooh, my man stood me up. There's no way. And now it's getting late, and my friend is like, yo, girl, you know my mother said I gotta be home by this time. Like, you ODing now. And I'm like, wait, hold on, maybe his phone is dead. But in my head, I'm like, if his phone was dead, we in the mall. It's outlets. It's places to charge your phone. Like, I'm trying to figure out, why would this nigga make me come to the mall after school, put on my Sunday's best, and he flopping me? It was just no way. Impossible. I'm like, no way he would do that to me. My boo Adrian, he wouldn't do that to me, because he was feeling me, period. So we end up leaving. We get home, and of course, soon as I get home or whatever, I get a text from Adrian, and he was like, yo, I ended up having football practice longer than I expected to have football practice, so I didn't come. I'm so sorry, I meant to tell you that, and then my phone was dead, and this, that, and the third. We could meet up another day. He like, matter of fact, you could come pick me up from school. So I'm like, all right, cool. He went to Bishop Ford. He claimed he went to Bishop Ford. Bishop Ford is a private high school. I believe it's a Catholic school. Not a lot of people went there. I mean, it was mixy, but not a lot of people went to Bishop Ford. The only Catholic school a lot of people went to was Bishop Lachlan. So it wasn't like, I didn't know anybody that went to Bishop Ford to ask if he went there or to confirm that was his school or nothing like that. And I didn't feel the need to, because I don't feel like nobody's gonna tell me to meet them at school if they don't go there. And like I said, this boy had no signs that he wasn't a real person. Everything seemed legit. People would tag him. He had like boys would tag him like, oh, my bro, da da da. Like, these two specific boys would tag him all the time and be like, oh, my bro this, my bro that. And two, we were texting. It was iMessage. So I'm like, okay, this is a real person, because it's an iMessage, we're texting. And you wouldn't think it would be, because you would think a fake page would text you off a text free or some shit, right? So I'm not thinking it's a fake page. Anyways, I'm jumping ahead of the story. So anyway, he's like, oh, come up to my school tomorrow and pick me up. I get out at this time. So I go to the school. The clownery. Bishop Ford is not close, bro. It wasn't close from my high school. I think I even ended up leaving school early. Ooh, I'm such a clown. Mama, I'm sorry if you're watching this. I left school early to go up to Bishop Ford to pick my man up from school, because I wanted to see my man that bad. So I go up to Bishop Ford. I'm waiting outside where everybody's getting out. Everybody's coming out, and I'm not seeing my man. Like, people just passing left and right. So here I go again. I start texting him like, oh, I'm outside, where to meet you. The first message he said is like, oh, I'm getting my stuff. He was like, meet me on the corner of, I don't remember the street's name, but he was meet me on the corner of this and that, and I'm gonna come out and meet you. So I'm like, oh shit, he's really coming, because he's telling me to meet him at a specific location. So I'm standing on the corner waiting, and 30 minutes go by, an hour go by.
2 hours later.
And I'm like, and I'm texting him. I'm like, bro, where are you at? Like, you made me come all the way. So at this point, I got so aggravated, I wrote him a whole paragraph like, this relationship is done. First of all, girl, that was never your man. You never even kissed the boy. I don't even know why you thought that was your man. But I sent him a whole paragraph like, this relationship is done. I mean, it's done. This is the second time you wasted my time for, like, you got me breaking my curfew trying to come see you. I'm supposed to be in the house. I'm gonna get I left school early, came all the way to Bishop Ford. First of all, I went to Atlantic Mall. You flopped. We made arrangements for me to pick you up from school so it could be more convenient for you. You don't come out of school. Weird shit. Just weird. But like I said, I was not thinking this is the reason why he's doing that. That he did not exist. I didn't know what his reasoning was, but I just thought that he was probably nervous to see me, just as I was nervous to see him, and that's why he was probably playing these games. But this day I went to his high school was the last straw. I wrote him a whole paragraph like, I don't think we should talk or deal with each other or be in this relationship anymore, because I want to see you, and I feel like that was math crazy for you to flop on me while I came all the way here to see you. So he was like, you don't gotta be with me or some shit like that, and he changed that cover photo like quick, with the quickness. When I went on his page, I was not his cover photo. A whole new girl was his cover photo. So I'm like, damn, it's like that. Anyways, me and Adrian started going back and forth arguing, and he threw the frank at me. If you're from New York, you know when somebody throw the frank at you, it's SMD. That means SMD. If you don't know what SMD means, go to Urban Dictionary, because this video would get demonetized. So he threw the frank at me and tagged me in a post like, he called me a B word. He was like BSMD, and mad people was under it because everybody hated me. Like, I was just like most hated in my city. Everybody's under it laughing, kikiing. Oh, what happened, bro? You just had her as your cover photo. Everybody kikiing. What's the problem? And me and him start arguing, and then somebody argued like, why are you arguing with him? He's a fake page. Da da da. He's a fake page. Nobody ever saw him. I'm like, what you mean nobody ever saw him? Everybody, like, mad people started commenting like, word, nobody ever saw this nigga. But they knew everybody claimed that he was a real person, because these two boys will always say that's they bro, and they know him personally. And also, Adrian was mixy for years. Like, he been mixy, well known. Everybody knew him. Everybody socialized with him on social media for years, like 4 or 5 years. So he had a good amount of following, a good amount of friends on Facebook. He was always posting pictures. That was another thing. Like I said, this was not these Facebook days. We didn't have Facebook Live. People weren't really like posting pictures on, like, posting pictures every day. You gotta post a picture. There was no Insta stories. There was not, people wasn't really FaceTiming. I don't even think FaceTime, I think it was still iPhone 3G days. I don't even think there was FaceTime. So people weren't thinking he was a fake page, because people were socializing with him for years. He was always posting a picture and stuff like that. But when people started commenting under the post, they like, yeah, this is a fake page. Like, people started putting 2 and 2 together. Nobody saw Adrian. Nobody ever saw Adrian before. So now while I'm arguing with him, I'm like, you made me come to Bishop Ford. You did not come outside. You said you go to Bishop Ford. You did not come outside. Some other girl commented like, yo, he made me come to Bishop Ford too. Told me to pick him up from school. He never came outside. So now everybody investigating like, who is this? Are you even Adrian? Who are
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Are you? For real. Why are you not like? So everybody started pinpointing, and then like, boy is a fake page. So everybody's like, who's seen Adrian? If you've seen Adrian before, like this status. Everybody was commenting. Nobody ever saw him. The only people that claimed to have seen him were the 2 boys that always was tagging him and saying that's their bro. So everybody started accusing them of creating this fake profile to talk to women and started problems. Because like I said, Adrian was mixy on Facebook. He was also hella confrontational. He was arguing with boys all the time, throwing a frank at them. He was arguing with females. He was dating females. He was exposing females. Like, girls used to mess with him and send him pictures, like, because they thought this was legit their boyfriend, messing with him, sending pictures of themselves to him. And he would get mad, or when he argues with his fake girlfriends, post the pictures, the nudes of them on the internet. And this whole time everybody's just like, oh, this is just a real ass wild nigga. Like, nobody ever thought that he was a fake page at all. Not even me, my stupid ass. So after everybody started putting pieces together, they started pointing the fingers at the boys, and the boys were like, no, like, he tells us to say we saw him before, but we really never see him before either, and that's not us behind the fake page. Now that died out. Everybody just always accused him of being a fake page, but we never had no solid proof that he was a fake page. So he was still carrying on, kicking with people, always on the internet, still dating girls, still arguing with niggas, and people just let him be because, yeah, we assumed he was a fake page, but nobody had solid proof that he was a fake page, and nobody had solid proof that he was a real page. We just had his word, which was weird. Anyways, so one day I think it was 2 years later, this boy tagged the real Adrian's page, and that person's name was Adrian though. His name was really Adrian. He tagged him and he was like, I found the real Adrian. He's from the Bronx. He's some oldie Spanish nigga. He don't know nobody from Brooklyn. He's not in high school. He's like 20. And everybody's like, what? Oh my god, Adrian's a fake page, da da da. And as soon as everybody tried to search up Adrian's page, deactivated. All these girls that he had as girlfriends, put them as cover photos. Some of them shared personal information with him, naked pictures, videos, other things. Like, people were really thinking they're dating this boy, thinking that that's their friend, and this nigga was a fake page. The real person was from the Bronx. He was some oldie Dominican person, like, no shade, but he was some oldie Dominican. Like, when we found the real person's Facebook, when we was going down his timeline, everything he post is in Spanish. Like, he was not no hood. First of all, and that's another thing, Adrian had claimed that he was Guyanese and black. He was not Spanish, but the real Adrian was some Spanish boy from the Bronx. It was just mind-boggling. Like, but like I said, it was so easy for him to catfish us, because we was in a time where people weren't FaceTiming. He had a cell phone. He was posting actively. He was claiming to be at places that if there was a fight at Atlantic Mall, he would be like, oh, yo, that fight was crazy at Atlantic Mall. You would think he was there. So everybody didn't think that he was a fake page because we were in a different era. It was easy for somebody to catfish you. I just felt dumb that I got catfished. I went all the way to Atlantic Mall to meet what I thought was my man. Went all the way to Bishop Ford. He didn't even go there. I just felt stupid. I would never let nobody catfish me ever again. Actually, yeah, I would never get catfish again. In 2020, if you're getting catfish, you're dumb as hell, because we have live, we have FaceTime, and one thing about me, if I'm feeling you, I'm quick to FaceTime you. So it's no way in hell somebody should still be getting catfish in this day and age. How? You just gotta be dumb. So this was a story time about how I got catfish. I know the story's probably all over the place. I was rambling. But if you like this story time, you should check out all my other story times. If you're new to my channel, like I said in the beginning, you should hit that subscribe button, because this channel is mixy and we on the road to 10K. So thank you for watching.